evening, you're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Here's our top story of the day. Hundreds of farmers are protesting against rising unemployment at Delhi's Jantar Mantar today. Now, the farmer bodies have been demanding a whole host of things, including implementation of minimum support price for crops. Now, they're calling it the Mahapanchayat, and it's been called by some farmer organizations, including the Bharatiya Kisan Union. Now, BKU has said that the farmers' protest will intensify if the demands are not met. Now, several demands include a legal guarantee for MSP, sacking of MOS Ajay Mishra in view of his son's connection with the Lakhimpur Keri incident, and several other demands as well. In the meantime, BKU leader Jagjit Singh Dhaliwal has claimed that farmers who were coming to Delhi earlier were in fact detained and stopped from entering the union territory. Later on, there were reports that they were allowed to go into Jantar Mantar. Now, last week, the Samyukt Kisan Morcha had organized a demonstration in Uttar Pradesh's Lakhimpur Keri because of the incident that took place in 2021, where eight people, I beg your pardon, including 4 farmers, died as the protest turned violent. In the meantime, the police increased security at Singhu and Ghazipur borders earlier today, which are the two major sites of demonstrations against the Centre's 3 farm laws between November 2020 and November 2021. In the meantime, moving on to other stories of the day. Now, according to The Hindu, the death toll due to floods and landslides in Himachal Pradesh has now risen to 27. Since August 19th, heavy rainfall has battered Himachal Pradesh with 46 incidents of flash floods and cloudbursts being reported. According to Indian Express, 96 roads have also been blocked due to landslides and boulders in the state. Now, Mandi, Kangra, Chamba, Kulu are among the worst affected districts. The IMD director said that Himachal Pradesh experienced record-breaking single-day rainfall on the 20th of August. That was almost a 300% departure on the higher side than normal for this period. Also in the news, according to a report by Indian Express, witnesses who filed complaints related to the 2002 Bilkis Bano gang rape case were threatened by at least 4 out of the 11 convicts when they were frequently out on parole. Now, on August 15th, 11 men who were sentenced to life imprisonment in this particular case were released from Godhra jail after the Gujarat government approved their application under its remission policy, which has, of course, come under a lot of criticism. Now, Gujarat Additional Chief Secretary Home had said that the government considered their remission application as the convicts had served 14 years in jail, as well as because of other factors such as age, nature of crime, etc. Now, according to Indian Express, prior to their release, the convicts sought paroles for reasons such as housewarming ceremony and son's marriage. Now, this is the case. Bilkis Bano was gang raped when she was 19-year-old and pregnant. Her 3-year-old daughter and her family members were killed in the 2002 Gujarat riots. It was one of the most horrific incidents of the riots. Also in the news, a clash broke out between students of the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad and staff members of JNU today over stalled scholarships. Now, an NDTV report has said that students have claimed that they were peacefully demanding the release of scholarship money, which they say has been withheld for over 2 years now. Now, several students were reportedly injured after the clash, and this is according to NDTV's report. Now, the university administration so far has not issued any statement. Moving on to the excise policy row, the BJP has staged a protest against AAP amid the excise policy controversy. CBI is currently investigating the alleged irregularities in the Delhi government's excise policy 2021-22. Now, it had also raided Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's residence. The agency had filed an FIR against 13 people and 2 companies in connection with the alleged violations of rules and procedural lapses in the implementation of the policy. In the meantime, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has alleged that the BJP had offered to close all cases against him if he joined the party. Now, this is what's happened so far. Delhi's Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena on 6th of August had approved the suspension of 11 officials over serious lapses in the implementation of the controversial excise policy of the Delhi government. Now, under the excise policy, licenses of 849 liquor shops were issued to private firms through open bidding. Earlier, 4 government corporations ran 475 liquor stores and the remaining 389 were private shops. However, it was withdrawn by the UP government on the 30th of July after an inquiry by the LG into this policy. Of course, post that, this controversy has erupted and Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's house was also raided. Moving on now, Zomato has withdrawn its ad featuring Hrithik Roshan after it allegedly hurt the religious sentiments of Hindus. Now, in a statement, Zomato has said, and I quote, "We offer our sincerest apologies for the intent here was never to hurt anyone's beliefs and sentiments," end quote. Now, to give you a context, in the ad, Hrithik Roshan said that if he felt like having a thali in Ujjain, so he ordered it from Mahakal, referring to a restaurant named Mahakal. Now, the priests of Mahakaleshwar temple took offense in Madhya Pradesh's Ujjain and claimed that the advertisement hurt religious sentiments. Now, according to Business Standard, the priest has said, and I quote, "Mahakal temple does not deliver any thali. Zomato and Hrithik Roshan must apologize for this ad," end quote. Now, according to a report by PTI, Madhya Pradesh Home Minister has also issued directives to the police to look into this matter. Now, Zomato later clarified that the ad referenced the Mahakal restaurant and not the Mahakaleshwar temple. It also added in its apology, and I quote, "We deeply respect the sentiments of the people of Ujjain and the ad in question is no longer running," end quote. Also in the news, a Special Prevention of Money Laundering Act court has extended the judicial custody of Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut till 5th of September in the Patra Chaul land scam case. Now, he's currently lodged in Arthur Road jail. His wife also was summoned. Now, the ED has claimed that Sanjay Raut and his family were the direct beneficiaries of 1.06 crore rupee out of the 112 crore rupees received by Praveen Raut from real estate company Housing Development and Infrastructure Limited. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has today asked the Gujarat government to reply to a bail plea filed by activist Teesta Setalvad, who was arrested for allegedly committing forgery and fabricating evidence in a case related to the 2002 Gujarat riots. Now, on the 30th of July, the Ahmedabad court denied bail to Setalvad and former Director General of Police R.B. Srikumar. They were arrested on the 26th of June from their homes in Mumbai and Gandhinagar. Now, the court has said that documents submitted by the police showed that Setalvad and Srikumar used Zakia Jafri, the wife of former Congress MP Ehsan Jafri, as a tool to make allegations against Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was then Chief Minister of Gujarat during the 2002 riots. The matter is now going to be heard next on the 19th of September. On to business news right now. The Finance Ministry has clarified that it was not considering any move to levy charges on online payments made on Unified Payments Interface or UPI platforms. Now, this comes days after the RBI floated a discussion paper on levying charges on payment systems including UPI, and this was according to Indian Express. Now, the central bank, however, had then also clarified that it was not issuing instructions to levy charges, but in fact had put this out only seeking feedback. So there is a reconfirmation that's come in and a clarification by the Finance Ministry that there will be no levying of charges on UPI payments. On to news coming in from across the globe right now. Russia has accused Ukrainian special services of killing the daughter of Putin's allies in a car bombing near Moscow during the weekend. Now, 29-year-old journalist Daria Dugina died on Saturday when a vehicle she was driving exploded near Russia's capital. She is the daughter of Alexander Dugin, a close ally of Putin. Now, Ukrainian officials have denied the allegations and any involvement in the explosion. On to sports news right now. The Supreme Court today has scrapped the three-member Committee of Administrators, the panel it appointed last year to run the All India Football Federation. The court also directed that the day-to-day management of AIFF needs to be looked after by a Secretary General of the Federation. Now, the order comes a week after FIFA suspended AIFF with immediate effect over flagrant violations of the FIFA statutes. Now, the court also modified the election process by granting a 1 week extension. The centre had proposed deferment of AIFF elections scheduled for the 28th of August by a week because of proposed changes in the nomination process. And one piece of good news before we wrap things up here on this bulletin. Commonwealth Games champion Lakshya Sen has won against his Danish counterpart in straight games to progress to the men's singles second round at the BWF World Championships 2022. Now, India also registered twin wins in women's and mixed doubles competition on the opening day. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.